Welcome to the Abrams Dicta YouTube channel. Subscribe today and join me, David Abrams, as I explore the world on my Italian scooter and talk about life, law, art, and any other subject that catches my interest. Also, please check out my blog at abramsdicta.com. Although I'm a licensed attorney, nothing here should be taken as legal advice or counsel. If you're looking to contact me professionally, please go to my website, www.dhabramslaw.com. Welcome back to Abrams Dicta. We're kind of on the southwest side of Tallahassee on Jackson Bluff Road, and I don't know what the name of this cross street is, and I can't see the sign. But we're on the southwest side of town, and we're over by TCC in the jail. And this is an interesting area. Oh, we got Rose Printing Company on our left there. It's an old Tallahassee business. But this area here that I'm driving through, if you notice, it's really flat. And Tallahassee for the most part is kind of rolling hills. And there's a really interesting history here as to why this area is so flat that people don't realize. And you can see it if you go back here into this parking lot. There's several places here you can see evidence as to why this area is so flat. If you notice how the pavement here changes and stuff, this is old. See all that old pavement there? That pavement actually is from an old airport. This used to be an air base during World War II, and really up until I think in the 1960s is when they got rid of the air base. But this was part of the tarmac at the old air base. And it was, I believe the name was Dale Mayberry Field, and all this area back here is part of what used to be an air base here in Tallahassee. It is where TCC is, where the jail is. All this was part of the old air base, and there's a lot of stories in Tallahassee about this base. Unfortunately, fewer and fewer people are alive that remember it actually being here, and there's not a lot there's not much to guide you in terms of what used to be where. And I worry that maybe the history hasn't been preserved very well, because I've tried to find out more about it, and I really haven't been able to find out a lot. But this is all the old air base, all this area out here. From down here where these ballparks are, up past the jail, up to TCC, which is where we'll ride here in a minute. We'll come up Appleyard Drive. And anyhow, what I wanted to talk to you about today was the Leon County Jail, and how a case from the Leon County Jail wound up in the U.S. Supreme Court. There was a case in 1966 called Adderley versus the state of Florida that started in the Leon County Jail, and it was the arrest of about 30 students from Florida A&M University who were protesting the arrest of other students. There was actually a crowd of about 200 students that were protesting, and this was during desegregation, when the students from Florida A&M University, which is a historically black college that's located here in Tallahassee. I actually taught First Amendment law out there to journalism students. But this is the Leon County Jail, and I don't know if the jail was actually in this location back then. I kind of suspected it wasn't. This jail looks a lot bigger than what they had back in. It looks more modern than what they probably had in the 1960s. But anyhow. What happened was these students they got arrested for protesting at the jail, and they were protesting the arrest of their classmates who had been arrested for protesting desegregation. And these students they filed an appeal. They were convicted of malicious trespassing. It was a misdemeanor offense, and there were 32 of them, and They were arrested for this misdemeanor trespassing case, and they appealed. And the argument for their appeal was that they had a First Amendment right to protest the arrest of their friends and segregation. And I think that's, you know, that makes sense. But the issue that came up in their case was, I guess some of the protesters blocked the driveway to the jail, and that the state and the city said that the jail was not a public place, such that the right to free speech attached there. And the court in a 5-4 decision affirmed that. There was a dissent filed that pointed out that the state doesn't really get to declare what is public and what isn't private, and but the majority decision in there, and again, this was a narrowly decided case. It was a 5-4 decision case that said that you know, there's some places that the state gets to say are not public, and you can't block the driveway such that the operation of the jail is impeded. And I think it's a controversial decision. It's one of those very narrow areas of law, I think, that but with great, I don't know, I mean, maybe it's not so narrow. You know, when I stop and think about it, the right to go to a government building and to protest, it seems pretty fundamental to me. You know, I can see the argument that you don't get to disrupt the function, but why shouldn't people be able to have a sit-in in the Capitol building? You know, I mean, it's kind of annoying, but when people do that, but isn't that the point of the protest? And, you know, if they're not harming anybody, you know, to a certain point, you are stifling free speech. So, but I'm gonna talk more in one of my future Abrams Dicta video vlogs. I want to talk more about the history of Tallahassee and desegregation. There really is a big, a pretty big history here, and a very interesting history. You know, with segregation and stuff. This is not a town that desegregated lightly, and Florida certainly was one of the last places in the South to desegregate. And I think you can make some arguments that we're not done yet. That, I mean, we are a long way from having racial justice here in the state of Florida. By side note, we're coming past Tallahassee Community College. It's where I went to nursing school. But anyhow, that's for a future episode, and you know, I hope you'll subscribe and tell your friends, and let me know what you like and don't like about the vlog. I'm having fun doing this for you guys, and I really appreciate those of you that have left me comments and who are taking the time to watch my little videos here. Until next time, you guys take care.